Hello, I'm JenniferS, and this is my Zenith project. I chose to learn Unity 3D for my Zenith project. For my first step, I had to design characters to put in the game. I drew up this character first. I was aiming to make a simple design that would be efficient to model. I also drew this quick concept background of what I'd want the game to look like. I'll talk about my previous character designs from another project as comparison. These designs were more detailed. Their complicated designs made their models very high in polygons. Polygons are the amount of faces on a model. More polygons on a model are harder or more information for computers to render. So for example, a cube would have 6 polygon faces. For a game character to be easier for an engine to render, it's better for the polygons to be lower. Here's an example of game models and the amount of polygons they have. I looked at Assassin's Creed modeling to see how they made efficient models. As you can see, they used very few polygons and made the models more detailed with texturing and drawing on the model afterwards. Here I'll show the steps of how I modeled the hair in Zbrush. I decimated the model's polygons as I made the model, which I regret because I should have made the model high polygon at first and decimated the polygons later for the model to be neater. Here's a turnaround of the model after I was able to get the polygons to 12,000. I merged all her parts and decided she was ready to be textured in Substance Painter. In Substance Painter, I was trying to make her coloring very clean, so I first masked out all her different colors so the colors would blend into each other. After my model was textured and colored, I had to rig her model in Maya for animation. As you can see, Maya's auto-rig feature messed up in a funny way and detected her ribbons as arms instead. But I fixed it later, so she could be animated in Mixamo. Mixamo is a website where you can test lots of different mocap data on your models. I went through many walks, and this is one of the rejected ones. The Unity part of this project was definitely the hardest. I had lots of problems in the beginning just uploading my models and having them work in Unity. I never coded before, but I had to learn some C# to make my character move around, and I was able to get my character's animations to work in Unity at first, but she wasn't really moving around, so I had to scrap all my code before this and start again. When I restarted, I started by putting a hitbox or a character controller on my character. Then I wrote a completely new set of code, and then I was able to get her to move. But the gravity was very, very off, as you can see, and the animations weren't working yet in this new code. I fixed the gravity and got her to animate, which I'll show later. Here's a time lapse of me adding rocks to Unity. I first used a terrain tool to create those hills and a grass shader that I got from the internet, and then I started adding those rocks in. Here I want to show my character in Unity. Next I'll show my C# code. This is a code that I use to control the camera. And this is a code that I use for player movement. And it's a code that I also use for gravity. I'm highlighting the different parts to show what I use for movement and which parts I use to control gravity. Next I'll show the code that was used to create the grass. And I did not write this code myself. This code is from the internet. I'll show what that grass shader tool allows me to do. It allows me to remove and paint grass on with a brush-like tool. It's very useful. And then I show all the rock presets that I got. And here are the Mixamo animations in the project. And here's my finished product of my character running and walking through the terrain that I created. In reflection of this project, I feel like there are several things I could have done better. I could have made my model have less polygons and have her be more efficient. I was also cut for time and I wasn't able to animate my model myself. Instead, I had to use Mixamo Animations. I was also never able to figure out how to connect the jump animation to my model, as you can see. But other than that, I am very proud of my project, and I'm proud for being able to teach myself coding. And I've never coded before, so being able to code now is very nice. I think if I was able to code this project, anyone should be able to learn coding. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.